Welcome back to another Kingdom of Loathing video. What we're going to do today is an Oxycore run, which, if you're not familiar with the KOL terminology, is a hardcore run using the oxygenarian path where you can't eat or drink, so we can only use spleen items. And can't type worth crap on this laptop keyboard. So far I've done the Seal Clubber and the Troll Tamer, so we'll go ahead and just keep going down the line, and I'm going to do a Postomancer. If we just come over here and look at my Ascension history, you can see down here I've got my fastest run so far was 5 days, 449 turns, and that's only number 23 on the leaderboard. Not quite good enough in my opinion. I think we could do a little bit better than that, and that's what we're going to try to do here. Yeah, you can see if I'd just gotten it in 4 days, would have been all the way up here. Anyway, let's go ahead and head over to the lair, and we'll go through the gash. I've already set up my chateau with the foreign language tapes, and I switched my cowboy boot skin to the front winder skin for the 50% boost to mysticality. And I have an AMC gremlin in my ice house. So we're going to hit ascend. And then we'll enter Valhalla. Alright, so nothing to perm. The Dalai Lama, obviously you're not going to want any of this stuff because we can't use it. So we're just going to head to Pet Heaven, and I'm going to just go with the Astral Pet Sweater for the boost to my familiar weight. Then over here to the Bureau, we'll choose Hardcore, Postomancer, select Older Paths, and then hit Oxygenarian. We're going to go with the Wallaby. So if you're going to do a hardcore Oxygenarian run, you want to have a familiar that has spleen drops, and I have the fairy stomping boots, or fairy worn boots is the hatchling. The actual familiar is just called your stomping boots, and that one allows you to get paste from monsters by stomping them into paste, and we can get like probably 5 of those a day or so. Since we're doing an Oxy run, our turn generation is going to be pretty low, and there's no astral energy drinks to help us out with that. So a lot of stuff that we would normally sequence on day 1 or day 2 on a normal 2-day run, we're going to have to actually spread out a little bit, and we'll have to do our digitizing a little bit differently as well, because getting, for instance, all 5 writing desks or all 5 lobster frogmen can be difficult in 1 day. And Cat here is actually supposed to be writing up a guide for Oxycore runs pretty soon here, so I'm hopefully going to get some good tips off of that once she finally finishes that. And alright, first thing we'll want to do is bring up our daily deeds, and we'll take care of a few little things here. What? I gotta see what that is. Let's see over here. I guess he would be under this leaderboard for the most runs. Watchlist Dead Guy, 209 hardcore Oxy runs. That's all he's done. What a maniac. So anyway, let's get down here, and we'll hit the Chateau desk to get our random potions. We're going to do a 1952 card. and we're going to do mysticality stats. And since we have so many days to take care of this, we're not going to really worry about, hold on, let me find it, go into the daily dungeon, because that's kind of a waste of adventures. So we'll just wish for we'll cheat to get a tower key. And the class buff here is going to be okay. That one will be useful for us later on. One nice thing with this type of a run is, since we're probably not going to use 100 adventures in a day, we can stack a lot of stuff over to our second day. For example, our daily affirmation, let's see what we got. We got the incredible, no, we already have that. We have the keep free hate in your heart. So if we use that right now, we're going to get 100 adventures of that effect. And if we use incredible self-esteem, we'll get an extra 50. Tomorrow, when we first start the day, we can use our affirmation from tomorrow and get 100 adventures of that. And if we use incredible self-esteem right away, the remaining turns of keep free hate in your heart will also get 50 tacked onto that, not just the one that we use tomorrow. So that can be helpful. And so we're going to want to go to the guide and see what our calculate the universe is looking like. And we have to wait an adventure at our current level, but that's fine. Let's go ahead and educate, digitize. You can do extract if you really want to, not much point though. Since we're not going to be extracting any food or booze, or extruding rather. So our main goal today is, of course, going to be to level as quickly as possible, but we also need to get the steel organ before the end of the day and before we've maxed out our spleen, so that we have room to use that item for our spleen. And so let's actually go to our item manager real quick here, and let's auto sell that. And while we're here, we'll make our meat car. We don't need to head to the beach to get an accordion just yet. We are going to want to use those buffs shortly here. Obviously, we won't be using Ode to Booze, though. Alright, so let's head to town. Let's go to the clan district, the VIP lounge, and we'll go to our fortune teller, and let's pick a testy. Just one of our testies. Oop. We're going to do a clanmate, and we'll just do Heartbot. And we'll consult. And actually, let's go ahead and do Gorgonzola real quick and get that buff. This is going to be the, everybody calls him Gorgon buff, which is +5 mysticality stats per fight. Mysticality plus 100%, maximum MP plus 50. So that's going to buff us pretty well for mysticality. And then we'll go back to the VIP lounge real quick here. And there's a few choices here for the Floundery, but I'm actually just going to go ahead and take the fish hatchet like I normally do when I'm a muscle sign. And I'm going to equip that. And let's head over here. Unlock our briefcase real quick. Helps if we spell it properly. Alright, it's still running. And we got a couple of the members over here debating semantics. And there we go. That is done. So let's head here and let's just equip a few things real quick. We're going to do the briefcase, the detective badge, and let's go ahead and put on our stomping boots real quick too. And then we'll head out here back to town. Let's do another consult with the Heartbot. And then we're going to go grab our horse from the horsery. Let's see what is looking good today. Gonna go with that dark horse. And we'll need to grab our cowboy boots as well. That's not the right place. There we go. Equip those cowboy boots. And let's hit a free rest. And then we're going to head to the lift tunnel. Let's see what happens if we just hit script. Wonder if we'll get beaten up. Or nothing will happen. There we go. Oh, not bad. We'll take the epaulettes. Then we're going to fight the engineer. And we'll get a lobotomy from the surgery bots. Now, when we fight the equivocator, you can choose to afterwards get the boomerang if you really need it, but since we're not under standard requirements, we do have quite a few options for copies. Like not a ton, but we have a lot more than we normally would. Where are all my Postomancer skills? Alright, there we go. So what we'll want to do is take the chocolate. That will give us the +3 adventures for using it. And we got some meteorite aid that'll not really help us with our run. Actually, I didn't want to equip those yet. We gotta go bust a ghost real quick, so we don't want those on. But let's head over here to the big mountains and let's bust that hippie stone real quick. Let's put that back on. And before we go too much further, let's go over to our garbage tote. And we're not going to use the garbage shirt just yet. Let's put some use tape on our head first. And hit the mumming trunk, and we will do increased item drops probably on this one. Alright, so let's go bust that ghost before we do anything else, assuming we can survive the ghost. Yeah, we did survive. And so our boots are charged up and ready to stomp, so we don't want to go do our free fights. Just yet. With this at the Stojo. Let's make our pants before we get too much further into this. We're going to do Mysticality, and it doesn't really matter what we pick here. We're not going to be using that for much. We'll do Spooky. I'm going to go with a Bacon Stone for that discount to using skills, and the Porkoise to get extra meat. And there's our pants. Alright, so we got that ghost busted, so we'll switch that. Let's put on our pants. And let's go grab our quests from the council. Alright, well, let's go ahead and head over to Spooky Woods, and we're going to stomp. We're going to release the boots. There's our first paste. Do a quick free rest, and then let's run breakfast to get all this crap off the screen. Alright, that should have hopefully cleared some of that crap off. And what we're going to do is a little trick here. It's only going to help us on day one. We're going to use a borrowed time. That's going to give us an extra 20 adventures, but then we'll have to keep using that each day through the run so that we still have those adventures, because otherwise we're going to lose 20 from tomorrow. For the rest of these summons, we're going to do the Smith's Tome. And so we get 2 more summons, and we'll go ahead and use those flasks full of hollow, whatever. Let's go grab that antique accordion, and let's set our mood. We're going to go with our normal, but we need to change a couple things here. We need to take off this quiet determination, and we're actually going to go with Wry Smile. There we go. Alright, we got the mood set. Let's actually execute it and make sure that we restore our HP before we hit that Snow Joe the first time. Alright, what's that leave us at? 1 MP. Awesome. Let's go ahead and what? We don't have any I'm baffled that we don't have any psychokinetic energy blobs. Well, anyway, let's hit our briefcase again real quick and just check what we're at, because we're probably still at weapon damage. Don't need that. We could do spell damage or prismatic. I'm gonna go with prismatic, and I'm gonna leave the initiative boost on there for now. Let's head over to the Snow Joe finally, and it doesn't really matter what we choose here because we can't use the ice rice or the ice plum wine, but we can get a an elemental resistance accessory if we do mysticality for a little while. Alright, so let's do this. Yeah, I didn't think we'd succeed with that. I thought I restored. No, I didn't actually ever restore it. Alright, well, let's do this. There we go. Alright, we're gonna kill this guy. I'm actually going to close the guide out for a moment. The boots should be charged pretty quickly here. Alright, the boots are probably charged now, but what we'll do is we'll hit the spooky forest, and yep, they are. Okay, if they weren't, we could always run away. The stomping boots give you free runaways based on the weight. So right now we have it at 13 pounds. It gives us 2 free runs. If we up the weight, we'll get more runs. Let's go back to the Snow Joe. go with, if I can find it, we use that meteorite aid, and we probably have 2 more to charge it up before we get into our stomp. We'll do one more fight here. Alright, let's head to the spooky forest and see if we get another stomp. We do, so we're going to release the boots. Could have done these at the Defat Friar's place instead of the spooky forest, but we're burning delay here at least, so it's still all for a good cause. Alright, that is number 8. We don't have enough MP for Weapon of the Postal Lord, so let's pick something else. There is number 9. There we go, that's all 10 of those fights, so that part is done. We are level 6, and we're still going to be using the boots for a little bit. So we're not going to put on the garbage shirt still. Ew. Pretty sure we had another consult to do now. So let's head over to the fortune teller. And we'll do Heartbot one more time. Alright, let's hit the council. We're going to set our monster level up to 10, and let's go ahead and use that daily affirmation. Now we want to try to delay filling up our spleen as long as we can. If you recall, we need to get that steel air freshener first, so we're going to head over here to the cops, talk to the friars, and let's go ahead and start on these. And let's open up the guide again and see how that calculate the universe value is looking. We could do the Warfrat Orc today too, but I'm not too worried about that because we have plenty of time to yellow ray that guy. Just keep in mind we're most likely only going to be able to do 1 yellow ray a day, but we can also get a second one from our Aston Martin. One more adventure and then we can do the next. So let's hit the dark neck again, and stuffed, so storm, and we don't have any significant HP regeneration just yet, so we may actually want to switch to the normal horse for now, even though the dark horse does give us that nice, where the heck am I going, the nice benefit of reducing our combat encounters. But let's do that. We needed some MP regeneration too anyway, so let's hit the other calculate the universe, and let's put that in, and there we go, voila. You know what we didn't do is just went ahead and started adventuring without copying a writing desk. And I'm going to save my wishes for now, so we'll just fax one in. And then let's head over to the VIP lounge, pick up our fax, and before we try to battle that thing, let's just make sure that digitize took. It looks like it is active, but I'm gonna check here on my skill list 2 first. reason. Any kind of order. There we go. Digitize. Okay. So we're good. Let's go ahead and go fight that writing desk. Actually, we may want to... No, we'll save that. We'll just digitize and then digitize again in a little bit. So we'll fight the writing desk. Digitize. And then we'll kill it. And then we'll fight 2 more, and the second one will digitize again. Alright, let's head back to the cups, and we get another stomp at this point. Now let's go ahead and buff up our, we'll buff down our combat encounters as much as we can. Don't want that dark horse yet. So we'll just hit those. And we have 4 free runs as well. So we can also run and just hope that we get the adventure on the next turn. Like that. Or we can just keep going and we can use those free runs later on. Right, let's keep killing these suckers. There's our dodecagram, so we'll hit the dark elbow. There's our next writing desk. So we'll kill that. Alright, we'll stomp this sucker, and that gets us another paste. And getting extra paste more than we can use today is no biggie, because we'll be using plenty over the course of this run, so I wouldn't worry about that. Alright, come on. So that should be our third hot wing. There's the Eldritch Butter Knife. Let's head to the Dark Heart. And hopefully we should shortly have that. Box of birthday candles here. Oh, what's next? A Gimp. Alright. Let's see how you like a stuffed mortar shell. And you can do other fancy spell combinations. I'm not saying everybody should always do a stuffed mortar shell and then saw storm or whatever. Like for example, I just got beaten up because I wasn't paying attention. Alright, let's actually just where is it? Whoops. Alright, so we're just going to do Tongue of the Walrus and a Cocoon. And head back to the Dark Heart. Oh, another hot wing. Thank God. There we go. Alright, so let's head to the gate. And then let's get a blessing from familiar real quick. And then let's head into Hades. So we automatically get the quest immediately, but we need to go to the Moaning Panda Square to get the next step of the quest. And then we'll head over here to the Hades Arena and talk to Sven Gali. Now we'll go backstage. You're going to want your item drops pretty decent here. And ours are at 190. So actually, I'm going to swap familiars in a second here. And, yep, there's a bus pass. Alright, so let's start leveling up a little bit. So we're going to switch to a Rockin' Robin. Let's go over to the campground, the witch is set, and do our daily challenge. And then real quick, before we get too much further, let's swap actually to the reanimated reanimator. Big mountains, the chateau. Let's fight our ninja. We'll wink at it, and that thing's still pretty tough for us. I'm just going to use a cigar. Right now, back to the Robin. And let's go over here to our mumming trunk. And we're going to dress the Robin up as Oliver Cromwell, which if you've heard my story about the guy on the street corner playing that beautiful music, according to him, Oliver Cromwell might have been a pedophile. Is that a possibility? So let's hit the garbage tote and assemble a shirt, and we'll put that sucker on. And now we're going to be hatless, so let's see what we got for hats. Hit the wrong tab. That puts our experience up at 84, which isn't too bad, but I think we could do a little bit better. Let's go ahead and put a few casts of this on. And we are only at 74 for monster level. But that's not a big deal because we don't need to level too quickly. And we can use that garbage shirt again tomorrow. Whereas normally we're trying to hit level 12 all in one day, because the next day we're going to be wrapping things up. So alright, so let's head back over here and let's hit another free rest. And let's see how long. Oh, our next digitize is coming right up. Alright, so let's hit backstage, and we should be getting a writing desk. We're going to digitize it again, and then we'll kill it, and that is 3 out of 5. Let's head over to our car, and we could basically feed it everything, because we don't really need any of that, with the exception of, I don't want anything made out of smithereens going into that, because our smithereens we can use as a spleen item, as you can see. And that's a decent way to round it out when we run out of paste, which once we use the steel scented air freshener, we're going to have spleen space of 20, so 5 paste will fill us up, and then we won't need smithereens. But we can also use them to make louder than bombs, which is a good banishing item, just as an example. So I'm going to clear this out, and we'll hit that stuff for the moment and see what that gets us. That's 65, that's enough, so let's fuel up, drive observantly, and head back over here. We don't have any items yet, obviously, so we're going to go backstage. There's our first item. Once you get 4 items, if you have enough to satisfy everybody, I would recommend doing that right away so that you stop getting these non-combats. But if you don't have all of them, then don't turn in any of them in yet, or else you might end up getting back one of the items you already turned in. But we're good to go here, so we'll turn in all that stuff, and Sven is taken care of. So now we should just be getting combats, and we need 4 more bus passes, so ideally that should mean 4 combats here, and then we're all done. Really thick spine. Wait, what was it? 1 muscle stat profile. That's not huge, but we'll go ahead and use that. More muscle means more survivability, right? There we go. Bus pass number 3. And this should be number 4. Let's just check real quick here to make sure we are maximizing this without boosting our monster level up a whole lot. What is inscrutable gaze? Is that better than wry smile? Yeah, I think that is. Let's do that instead. And so we'll go over here, we'll remove that, and we'll do this, and we'll hit add entry. And we're going to actually go ahead and delete that out of there and put it into this one as well, which we'll be switching over to that mood shortly here. And let's see what else does Mafia recommend here. Spacegate vaccine. Oh yeah, terminal enhanced substats. Should have done that. Let's pick these ones. And let's actually go ahead and enhance items as well. And let's hit our class buff. Might as well get that in our system now. Alright. And what is our HP at? Okay, we can just heal that. And let's hopefully get our last bus pass in a second here. Good dog. One more writing desk to go. And that should be coming up in 20 adventures. Alright, there we go. So now we're going to head over to Belly Laughs Comedy Club. Let's switch our mood over to plus combat. And then we'll unaffect that and put the aptitude song back on. Actually, let's not do that. Let's make our ladle and still only has us at -5. Probably have to switch our car over to driving obnoxiously. Now let's head back over there and let's see what it +5. That should be good enough. But basically, we just want to get Larry of the Field Signs, basically Jerry Seinfeld, as soon as we can. There's our first Imp Air. And it looks like we should have a Ninja coming up pretty soon here. I've got a 14-turn window. Sleaze Nuggets. There's number 4. There's number 5. We can go ahead and turn those in. And then we'll head back over here. And there's Carbuncle Top, so we'll kill him. Luckily, he's not as tough as Carrot Top, whose, arms are like as big around as his head. Let's heal ourselves up a little bit more here. And hopefully we'll be getting our next... Oh, nope, there's that. We're going to just use a cigar on that bad boy there. There's our second ninja item. There's Victor, the insult comic hellhound. So we should have Larry coming up pretty quick here in that case. "14 adventures left before we have to start consuming things." Okay, there's Larry. Larry! Alright, let's go get our steel scented air freshener. We're going to chew that. And since we chewed that with space still in our spleen, it's going to expand our spleen by 5, and it uses up 5 space, so we still have the full 15 that we normally would on day 1. So now let's go ahead and start using some pastes. And then we'll use those 2 handfuls of smithereens. And that leaves us with 1 spleen space open and gives us a total of 33 adventures. Not a whole lot to do much else with today, but that's okay because we're pretty close to being done with today anyway, since we got the steel organ, and that was our main goal for day 1. So, wrong window. Let's go ahead and automate the leaflet. Alright, what we're going to hit next is the Spooky Forest again, so we're going to swap back to the Stomping Boots for just a little bit here. And we're going to go ahead and... Oh, we get another paste. Awesome. We're going to go ahead and free run from these until we get the non-combat that we're looking for. You know what? Helps if we switch our mood back. That was pretty stupid. Why do we make mistakes, Bruce? So that we can learn to pick ourselves up. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and actually switch to that dark horse for now. And let's actually go feed our car a little bit. Alright, now we'll do the drive stealthily. Alright, so now that we've already wasted a few free runs, let's head back to the Spooky Forest. We have a few other free things that we can do besides just free runs. So there's our non-combat. We're going to march to the marsh. Now we're going to continue here, and we'll do a Snoke Bomb on this. No, not Snoke Bomb. There we go. Shattering Punch. Let's do another Shattering Punch. Yet again. Do Gingerbread Mob hit. We'll run away. Alright, now we're going to explore the stream. Squeeze into the cave. This should be our last writing desk. There we go. Let's go ahead and just head up there to grab that mission, and we'll hit Incredible Self-Esteem now that we're nearing the end. And we have one run left, but I think we can boost that up a little bit. We don't have a turtle totem. Can finally equip that. Alright, we'll go back to the spooky forest. We're gonna run away. Go to the dark thicket and the dense foliage. And then we'll follow the coin, insert coin to continue. Just need the hunter now. We actually don't need that stomping boot sound now either. So let's talk to the hunter, sell him all our bar skins, buy a tree, and boom, we got the hidden temple open. So let's now switch back to our Robin. We do have one stomp left for today, but I'm not worried about that. Let's assemble a clover. And we'll head to the bat hole. Let's just make sure. Yep, okay. We'll hit Guano Junction. Pop that clover. Use the biscuits. And we could just use like boost our item drops and use Steely-Eyed Squint, but I'm gonna just go ahead and actually disintegrate a bean bat just to make sure. We use that other biscuit. Now remember, we're getting close to the end of the day. There's no night capping. So if you run out of adventures, there's a lot of stuff that you can't do, like any deck draws, using up your time spinner. So anything like that you'll want to take care of before you get down to 0 adventures. Let's go ahead and use that. And since we can't eat, there's not as much use for the time spinners there normally would be. So your best bet may be just to not use it, let the minutes go to waste, or, you know, collect some like shots or something like that, or use it to power level if you need to. So I'm gonna get a shot out of that thing real quick. Alright, so that's run, and let's just see, do we get, no, we didn't get any resolutions. Be more adventurous. Alright, and then I'm gonna also make a couple pocket wishes. I might as well just make all 3. So really what we need here is to encounter our last ninja, so we just need to basically buy some time until that happens. Let's get rid of our witches stuff. And I'm just going to do rooks. You could do, you know, like the queen or something if you feel up to that, but I'd rather just stick with this. Alright, we got two more. Last one. And that's it for those. The only other free fights we have are the two tentacles. So we'll hit a free rest. And let's take on this tentacle here. And then we'll go to town and we'll do the other one. Sir, you mind if I fight that tentacle, you say, for science? Not at all. There we go. Those are out of the way. And we are now level 10. And we can actually go ahead and go take out the boss bat here. We're only getting 672 meat. May as well go ahead and enhance meat. Let's play pool a couple more times. And let's actually set our inquiry for tomorrow. We're going to do it as familiar to give us a boost to our familiar weight at the beginning of the day. We are now in the semi-rare window begin counter. Actually don't really care about that right now, so I guess we could hit the temple and try to get some stone wool, but we can just get some from our deck. So we have 4 or 5 days. That's 3 deck draws a day, so not much to really worry about there. We could even use all our deck draws for our ore for the trapper quest as well, if we just delay the quest for a couple of days. Alright, come on. There's that ninja assassin, so we'll go ahead and kill him. That should be our last piece of ninja gear, so we don't have to worry about that whenever we finally do that quest. Alright, there's the boss bat finally. And now he's dead. Alright, we got 13 adventures left. Doesn't really matter what we do right now at this point. Could try clearing out the tavern, buffing up our monster level first. Or we could just save those adventures for tomorrow. Either way, I think I'll just do a couple things here still. Actually, you know what we could do is go unlock the island. Let's do that. Yeah, it looks like most of this stuff will still be active tomorrow, even if we use 12 adventures right now. So we'll go to the Tropical Paradise Island Getaway. And since I don't have the love bugs, we're going to do that 4 times. And then let's check out the gift shop. Get that compass. Get the plans. Well, the planks and then the plans. There we go. We're all set on that, so now let's just wrap things up. Let's go to our briefcase, switch that over to the Plus Adventures, and let's just try unlocking some buffs here. Alright, out of clicks. What did we even get? Didn't get the meat buff. Let's check our daily deeds. We have another free rest. Let's go ahead and use our rage gland. Okay, I think that we are basically good to go there. So now let's go ahead and pull up our modifier maximizer. We're going to switch to our tot, and let's see what we can do. We still have one adventure left, so we should be able to craft stuff if we need to, since we get free crafts. And we'll just do all of that. Alright, so that'll give us 27 at rollover besides the 40 that we get. So we should start tomorrow with 68 adventures. And actually, let's see if we have anything that we can fill out the rest of that spleen with. We'll use that moxie weed. Alright, so that's it. We managed 88 turns today, and we got the steel spleen. We're level 10.5, so we're moving a little bit slower than we normally would on a regular run, obviously. But other than that, we're doing okay. I think we're pretty much on track to do a 4-day, hopefully, so we'll see. So that's it. Join me tomorrow for part 2 of this run, and we'll see how well we do.